Only read to respond because I told you to bump the question. I thought we did have to get him for participation. It's also for the common good. It's like a, you know, when you like have a really specific question and you find a Reddit forum from like 9 years ago. It's like that. Like I could help someone by asking.
I asked a question.
But it wasn't in class when I asked it. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't participate in that. I don't think you have to do GitHub. I just wanted to.
My camera's not working for some reason. That's okay. I'm here.
We got it.
We're here. Yeah. We'll figure it out. I did try to unplug it. It is a good question though.
Hopefully not. Every time I say something, the stream starts and it repeats the unfortunate timing thing that I said.
No, oh yeah, that's how it,
Yeah.
like a record scratch. Yeah.
It's like when a movie starts.
Now we're on. Yeah. Oh wait, I thought it was on. You guys can't see it. It's just me watching myself scream right now.
It's very meta.
There we go.
It's like the beginning of the movie and you see it's like a record scratching. Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got in this situation.
All right. Happy Valentine's. We're here. So next, quiz 1 is up on, I guess I should have shown that one first since that's what we did last time. So that's like the latest update. So there's like 2 versions of quiz 1. We talked about quiz 1 section 2 because we started at 9:05 and that was us. But if you look at that and you're like, I don't remember any of this, like what are you talking about? And you look at section 3 and you're like, this is me, like this is the quiz that I want. It's okay, like it's nice to have options, right? And it's a crowdsourced quiz, so it's sort of the average of everyone's response. And you can't get exactly what you, it would be nice if it was like exactly what you wanted to do for the quiz, but it's a little different. It's kind of like, as a group, we sort of decided democracy in action, inaction. Yeah.
Professor, are there questions on the GitHub thing that we could look at and maybe participate in together?
Do you want to?
Let's do it. Curious if people actually use it, because I posted a question.
Nice.
I don't know if we're going to cover it today.
We can take a look. What's our discussions? Quiz 1, section 2?
That's me.
Yeah? Nice. Derivations, diffy Qs. I already think sum of the forces is 0 in this one. Is it 0? Did the same thing?
Thank you for this one. I want to do the harder quiz. It says you follow the constant speed.
So in this case, can we say that A is 0? No?
Well, the forces, unless they're moving.
Bless you.
What do we think? So there was a suggestion in the discussions that like A is 0, and well, MA is 0, that the change in momentum is not a dominant force.
And Karate Guy 247 agrees.
Yep. All right. Constant speed, good clue. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
Can you do that though? Usually it's slowing the person down.
Yeah, that was what threw me for a loop.
It slows them down.
Yeah, because they're going to last. So it says if you're falling at constant speed, but then it says the parachute slows the person down.
Yeah, so you're going to fall at a constant speed no matter what, with or without a parachute. Ideally, with the parachute, you're falling slower than without. So Yeah. It would not be ideal if you opened the parachute and you continued at the same speed. So there's got to be a transition, right? So the question is, I guess the question here that kind of got posed on GitHub is like, can I ignore that transition? The fact that I went from one speed to another speed. And I think it's okay, because we're trying to figure out, we're trying to like create an engineering problem where we get everything. One thing that we could do is ignore the parachute, right? And just say it's a free fall problem. The person's falling, right? So acceleration's constant. But would that maintain speed is less than 7 meters per second? Probably not. I mean, unless it's a free fall like down 3 or 4 stairs, you know, then that would be okay. Yeah.
So you can say acceleration is 0.
I think so. I think we could. I mean, you could try it, and then if you're like, oh, this doesn't seem right, then you could go back and revise it.
I don't think the person would like it if he was following the karate guy 247. That's phase.
Yeah, I think you're right. Do people dab anymore?
I do. 2016 was a good year, man. Don't you?
All right, cool. Thanks.
I just wanted to advertise the GitHub to get.
Yeah, I like it. Bring it back.
So wait, I didn't use any DGQs to solve it. That felt wrong, but I got to reach.
I mean, it's still like a diffie Q, but it's just A equals 0.
Yeah.
So V equals constant, position equals velocity times time.
Okay.
Like you still end up with a differential equation. It's just your first differential equation is A equals 0. And yeah. All right, cool. So we have project 1 is the next thing that our next like deliverable. And project 1 is really like proposal for module 5. So you're gonna have like 2 weeks where same things like we just did for quiz 1, where we kind of did that as a group, but now it's gonna be your own sort of quiz of like, all right, what do I wanna look at? What's interesting to me? And my goal for this is when someone asks you like, oh, I see you have an A in dynamics because you're all doing very well right now. So you can say like, yes, I have an A in dynamics. And they're like, what did you learn in that class? You can say, well, I actually took 2 weeks to dive a little bit deeper into the dynamics of like skydiving, like in this example. So I wanted to see like what the effects of a parachute were, how long it takes to reach terminal velocity for different areas and these kind of things. And now the person, instead of just like, oh, this person's got a 4.0 and no personality, they're like, wow, they can really like dive deep into a problem and think about things and like deliver on an idea and like apply concepts. So that's the goal of module 5. It doesn't have to be, it's not a master's thesis. Like we're not going to solve recreate a molecular dynamics simulation for protein folding. It's like if you're interested in that kind of thing, like what are the forces involved, and you could sort of look at like, all right, well, how do forces get applied for a protein? Like what is the mass of a protein? What is its like moment of inertia? Like those kind of questions are like a great little thing. Like do a little bit of research and then apply it in your own little like quiz kind of thing. So today I wanted to take some time, because right now we've talked about like what are the definitions involved in dynamics, how do we define like position, velocity, acceleration, how do we relate that to causes of like the cause of motion, these forces involved. I think you have a little bit of background already in like energy, kinetic versus potential energy, but we'll review that again and apply it. So that's our goal for today. How's that sound? Think about it. Another reflection day. Reflection is the key to learn. That's what I think. It's like the times that you stop and think about what did I learn, that's when you're like really learning something. So whether it's career, hobby, general interest, there's been a whole range of stuff, anything from like superhero mechanics, like what would happen to a person in an Iron Man suit during like a full stop maneuver, like falls out of a plane and then comes to a stop, and then they figure out like, oh, that's a solid like 7 to 8 G's of acceleration. You'd like flatten the person against the iron. The only thing surviving is the suit at that point. To other things, like someone was really interested in like aerial maneuvers, like military aerial maneuvers. So they were trying to figure out what were the forces involved in some kind of complicated maneuver. Took a while. It was like a lot of back and forth. That one ended up deeper than we thought it would go, but it was kind of fun to like explore that together. And then even the dynamics of walking, which is surprisingly hard to figure out. Like, how long did it take Boston Dynamics to make a walking robot? Does anybody know when they started working on that?
You mean like bipedal or?
Bipedal, 2 legs, yeah. I mean, even 4 legs. Do you know when they started 4 legs?
Well, that was before 2 legs.
Before 2 legs, and that one's barely getting. Now it's like just starting to climb stairs.
Well, you could do like flips.
Well, now it can do flips, yeah. Like a couple of years ago, it was barely climbing stairs.
Yeah, but they said that was like the hardest part about making the robot in general.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly hard thing to do. Because like with a wheel, it's like if we want to go faster, just add more power. But with walking, where do you put the power? What?
In the wheels.
In the wheels, rollerblades.
Sketchers.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I want to check in. You can talk to each other about this, but I'll try to like pop around, check in, see what's going on. Karate guy, if you want to like pitch ideas, or if you need. Lately, I've been using like AI as like a sounding board. Have you been using that at all for like creative ideas? So like if we took, let's see. We have access to Copilot. Have you tried Copilot yet? It's okay. It's fine. DeepSeek, yeah. The nice part about Copilot is like we have an agreement with Microsoft that they won't use our stuff to train their model further. So you're not giving them that. DeepSeek is very upfront of like whatever you give us, no matter what, like even if you don't realize that you gave it to us, we're going to take it and do whatever we want with it. Not that I trust Microsoft all that much. Like I'm sure they're taking our data and processing it somehow, but we can always.
What the hell are you talking about?
I need a short.
Do you Microsoft Copilot?
I need some ideas for a small dynamics application that covers.
Oh, karate guy.
Some
No, it does
of-
not have to do. It does not have to be biomechanics. Only if you want it to be.
Oh yeah, if you're like biomechanics, like this is a great example. Like biomechanics is straight up dynamics, like at least like 90%. When you get into, there's a lot more to biomechanics if you get into like how do tissues and bones respond to stress and strain. There's a lot more, but at the beginning, like figuring out like what is the load on your knee. That's all a dynamics problem, like just figuring out what was the change in momentum, what are the forces. Yeah, all right, so now we've got like, here are some dynamics applications, a projectile motion simulator, cool. Pendulum motion analyzer, that's gonna be module 3. Wow, man, it's like it's reading our minds. Not really, it's just transforming people's thoughts through this giant algorithm. Car crash simulation, yeah. Roller coaster dynamics. robot arm movement. Cool. Then we could even say, like, give me a Python simulation of a robot arm movement. No further details, and just see what it comes up with. And the nice part is you can kind of like see the end result and then decide, like, is that worth my time? Like, nah. That one's going to take a while. Oh, here we go. Oh, it gave me a plot, but it didn't actually plot it.
I actually have it.
It did plot last time I asked it. I told it to run a Monte Carlo simulation for me, and it showed me the result.
Please plot the graph for realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, please show me the plot. Show me the money. Oh, it's an animation. Maybe that's why. Oh. So it's showing me. It's going to show me, like, at least this thing is going to make an animation of this. Oh, I didn't even look at that. Ah, cool. Do we want to see the animation? Yeah.
I've never used it.
You haven't tried this yet?
I don't even know what
I've only used like ChatGPT once, and that was for a school assignment that it has for.
But you haven't tried it since then?
I studied with a friend last semester for thermos, and he was like, I don't understand. He was like, put in ChatGPT. So we did. And he just said, oh, well, since there's gas and water in the piston cylinder assembly, there's half of each. And then it just worked from there. I'm like, no.
You have to really prompt it to like get it to do what you want.
Nudge it in the right direction. Yeah. Wow, this is like the movie. Like, this is like in the movies. Like, I'm in.
They were like, this is why you should use ChatGPT. So we're going to make you all make an account and use ChatGPT.
All right.
I mean, I did the review session. Very helpful. He just gave us a bunch of intel. It still looks like it's going to be painful, though. That class is like full teeth, and it's my favorite subject area.
So it's not actually animating. It's kind of boring. Like, it has all the elements to animate it, but it's not animating yet. I'll mess around with it, but let me check in, see what people are thinking first.
Make Peter Griffin Dungy on LeBron.
How's it going? Any thoughts on?
I don't know what I want to do. In terms of passion projects, fishing, that's not that interesting.
Yeah.
With the
screen, Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'd have to find specific components.
Something like that. It's very much like an impulse.
Yeah, engineering really makes me appreciate taking things at face value.
Yeah.
Did you go watch?
If you have it.
I just want to see you flip a card. Where is it? You got a couple.
I do this for myself all the time. I have so much energy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for aesthetically. Yeah. Okay. Like in the summer, it's such a good position.
Like, I want to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I was scrum for a while. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool.
I don't know. I just
Like one thing This kind of thing to do is like, can you create like if you want the arm to go in straight line, we have to know how to do that. But really you need to control what are the angles inside. Like, what is the angle here, what is the angle here? Transformers. Control those to maintain back.
I used to take a movie clip and be like,
Yeah.
I love if you want to do that.
You know how many things are in a transformer?
No, not like electric, like a robot transformer.
I know.
Like Bumblebee.
Yeah. How many forces there are?
Three, moving gravity, normal, and friction.
I was thinking, actually,
Yeah.
I was trying to think of maybe I could do something like trying to find, you can like stick shot
Yeah.
and try to find like the best distance to do that from, given a certain angle.
Yeah. Yeah, did you see like Mark Robert's video of trying to make a skipping stone robot? Yeah, like similar kind of like what are the physics of
Project One.
a skip
Ideas.
and for
That's
all
a
how is a disc?
Fishing, I like fishing.
Is that what makes it skip the back? Is that makes it skip?
I do women fish.
Yeah, so even if it was like, even if it was like,
yeah, I mean, that's why it's different from like.
yeah. But I think the skipping stone, like the spin is mostly just keeping it stable.
And my mom was
Because it doesn't rotate, it doesn't maintain the same.
I don't know.
No matter which way it's spinning, it's how it hits the water forms the center surface because it's symmetric. So the bigger the ball, the flatter the surface.
Easier.
Dynamics of oxygen.
I'm just sort of like thinking out loud. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Flipping a card. I want to know, actually, low-key want to know how to do that. You know what I mean? You take a card, and you flick it. I'm not going to throw it in the class, but like,
Yeah.
you can look through them, they're just both.
Yeah.
My grandma's checking on
Yeah,
them.
and like-
I can't respond now.
Like similar.
Wait, hold on. I'm right there, Andrea, so you respond to it later. You can't respond right now.
You ever see a plane dodge?
Create a model that position every Wait, how does the parachute unfurl?
Awesome card flipping ninja moves.
So I'm graduating using school
I mean, that's not what I was talking about.
It's card throwing.
Oh, card throwing, card throwing. Good call, good call. How do you throw? How to throw playing cards. Alright, I want to do my practice now.
Yeah, it was online.
Yeah.
You can throw it.
Yeah. Do you have an interest in ballistics?
Yeah, like either that or.
Okay. Wild signs.
When I was, the top comment, when I was in prison, I knew a guy who could draw blood if he hit you with a card. Good deal stuff.
Yeah, thank you card sandwich.
Oh my gosh, I really want to know how to do this. Yeah. Well, this is a random Redditor, he knows what he's talking about. I mean, these aren't playing cards, I'll put playing cards in my files and practice.
Like, it's not, it doesn't even sense.
New skill acquired.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This doesn't even make sense.
Guys wanna play cards?
No, stop. It's Oh no.
Spin really fast.
No.
Yeah.
You can take a learning curve to this. I can't throw now. Just throw it that way. I'll think that. Alright, I already know how to do it a little bit. Wait, Mike, hold on. Wait. Let me do it again. I don't want to hit you in the eye. The guy said it. Be careful of people's eyes. Alright, I gotta learn how to do it faster.
Do it like long ways.
I'm doing my project on this. You can do whatever you want. It's a role play. To increase the moments. I like it. Getting better. These cards are still beating up. I don't care. I got like a million of these. Alright, that one wasn't very good. We are doing this for the project. The cards, please. You want me, I'm not gonna throw them all. Although I think it would work better with a playing card because they're more sturdy. I got like 100 Pokemon cards I can throw all the time.
I can just try that one.
Yeah.
Why don't you do it on the
I feel like it's just a throwing baseball.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
I love Pokemon. I have a bunch of random Pokemon cards in my wallet because my friend's siblings like them. I collect them. I just give them my extra cards. Do you want one?
I'm good. They come send up my backpack and then get folded in half.
That's based on child.
I didn't hear you.
Which one are these?
Oh, like a little bit of all. Mostly 1 and 2.
I saw 1 and 2 already, but I didn't look
The others kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie.
One that does it in the equation sheet, this is not have all the.
It's not sufficient, bro.
Especially the calculations going cases and stuff.
He expects us to remember that shit. Like, no way.
He's gonna get really we all get 45 weeks.
Yeah.
Don't you ruin the curve, bro.
I'm not gonna ruin the curve. I'm not that smart. What, the library? Oh, practice room? Yeah, I have playing cards in my apartment. Get a deck of those and just practice. Take the jokers or something. Alright, slow motion from a random Reddit guy. 1 frame per sometimes. Whoa! Alright. Ready? I can't stand the eye up again. I think it's actually better like this. Only like this is hard to spin. Actually.
It's actually so
It's not working. Well, I'm not. Alright, there we go. Yeah, put a little under. Nope. One more. Redemption. I saved all this. That's why I'm doing a project. I got it right now.
And then
2.0 GPA activities. Bowling? You just throw the ball. I want to learn how to throw a card really fast.
No, I'm not talking about like stuff. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I'm saying there's a lot of rules in bowling. Because there's spin. It's not just like roll, it's spin.
Okay, bowling.
So that's for me.
Throwing a card. I think throwing a card is really cool. I saw a guy do it the other day.
You get to know how to do it.
No, I want to teach myself. I want to learn the physics of it. I imagine this is not the first Shurikens. Oh no, I think it's with cards. That's crazy. What are you going to use on? Something boring? Oh, we got chocolate nuts on the camera here.
You could look at it online.
There's like a bunch of dents on these.
Oh, Celeron?
Okay.
Okay.
These could be good. What? Did you answer? Yeah. Did you do the parachute? Yeah. What'd you get?
But I also taught.
I got that. So you guys didn't use any derivation or anything. You just said so. You said see speed is constant. A equals 0. So sum of forces equals ma equals 0, and ma equals drag force minus mg. So then drag force equals mg, and then you just plug in numbers because you know everything except for area, and you get 14.014 meters squared at least. You can increase it to fall slower than 7.
That's the minimum.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we got too. I just want to make sure.
Just like
Usually what happens is
I feel like flipping cards is cool, but overall irrelevant.
Now, with that project, it was like, no, we started thinking about it. So yeah, you're not.
Flipping a card is a good party trick, but I don't go to parties. That's I start going. Just to flip. I might show up at places, start flipping cards, and like. Oh my gosh. I should pick something related to my career field. I don't know what I want to do though, so that's kind of the problem.
Where you can stay like more big picture problems.
everything's related to the question. It's like a mechanical thing.
No one likes that.
It actually sucks that it's like,
Wait, this could be interesting though, because you think about it, you got a lot of stuff going on. You got a tiny amount of air resistance depending on how much the card goes up or down.
Yeah.
Right? If the card flies like this, there's hardly any air resistance, but if it flies at an angle, then there's a ton, because it's flat.
depending on how you drive.
Well, it should be spinning. How is the spinning affected? This is kind of like spinning a rock.
I mean spinning and then twisting.
It does do that. Why does it do that? Because I create a moment?
I
is it because if I create a moment like this, it goes like
If you know the way
that,
you're playing.
there's the force down.
Cards just paired because of
It's pretty
Weight
flat.
and lift. How fast do I need to move? So that it's weight equals lift. I'm not falling.
I'll just take all my Joker cards and just kind of.
And that is one of the first questions people ask.
Big math thing.
Build a plan. Like, can this actually fly? Yeah. How much lift? How big is this?
Let's just see if there's any scholarship on it already.
Well, lift was the same, like we did drag already. Lift is the same for you.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. It's just instead of a CD, it's a CL.
Yeah.
You got this.
Did you take the? I mean,
The spin of a card is similar to the spin of a bullet, which stabilizes path in the air.
Did you do the sexual assault?
Yeah, I did. No, I didn't do sexual. I did the training.
Just see what it makes that up.
Except cookies.
Dude, I found that.
I'm just never going to be doing sexual assault, so I don't really.
I found one kind of weird. It was the part where it was like trying to think of an empowering word for sexually active. It was like
Has to be there.
Yeah.
like
Oh, I wrote 1 in all the fields.
Yeah.
like
I literally typed the number 1, and then for the then I did the same thing. I just wrote 111.
I get like the disparity between the terms, but like there should just be more bad terms than that, not more positive.
Is there a video here?
Because what I always wondered was, like, you know,
Video unavailable.
doing like physics and chemistry.
Physics of card drawing from
Going
2013.
around, or we just doing the basics and control and acceleration.
Yeah.
Oh, I can
But I never understood how do you like, because we just like different movements on different wheels. You know, obviously it's how we're
Yeah.
That's something similar.
Yeah, similar.
Yeah. The suspension, at least
Yeah. Yeah, and there, like you could, because the simple problem is it's still the same problem. It has to be that because.
I want people to do this, bro.
But now you can look at like some of the units on the wheels when the total force is pointing in that direction. Now I've got like big force here, little force over there. Depending on
No way.
how you change the springs, more bending.
Yeah.
How's it going?
That's so cool, bro.
Some ideas, but I don't really know
how to do
if it applies.
How it applies?
Yeah, so like, my first one was like, well, submarines. And like, since they're like underwater, they have like a lot of.
Just 8,000
Is it
ads
a
on
full like pressure? Like, full force of pressure?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're really deep.
Yeah, my son just last night was asking me, like, why don't they just, how come we haven't seen a giant squid? Like, well, they live real deep.
Yeah.
And he's like, can't we just send a submarine down there?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's really hard to get
Yeah.
there. It's like, why? I'm like,
Yeah.
there's so much pressure.
Yeah,
For what?
Yeah.
Like the water. He's 6, so there's a lot.
Yeah, I yeah. So I was like thinking of that and like
I don't care about that. That's not what I'm pointing. Okay, cool.
So that.
Does it change? Like,
No, just close the
It's
website.
called hydrostatic pressure.
Yeah.
Like, so if you go deeper,
Yeah, like how.
more hydrostatic
Yeah.
pressure. Does that
Raise the
change
disc.
how fast you can go?
I mean, I'm assuming.
Like how fast laterally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how does,
With more pressure, that means like, it would like, I mean, just like conceptually, I feel like it would slow down.
Yeah.
make stuff?
Yeah.
How do I get this?
Because the more pressure.
You don't.
Yeah.
Only melodic gets it. It lives at the bottom of Clear Lakes.
Accidentally caused by just static water.
It's different if like density is actually changing, but for the most part, water is
Because without it, compressing the fly out.
There's a Mythbusters episode on this.
Maybe it changes a little bit, but not noticeably, like it's still just thousands.
Well, they could give some helpful.
So
That doesn't change if you go like all the, like, I mean,
yeah.
the only effective is the amount of pressure, right? It's like-
Yeah. My dad was a submarine.
Oh,
He's someone that the cost.
Season 2, episode 12.
Bridge. That's like where you.
Not exploding job right here.
Periscopes up there, and they accidentally left their coffee up in the window.
Oh, it's this. Guys, is there too much on this? Brings the big guy with.
Yeah.
wait, that's the same.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, he was in some.
Yeah, for 20 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm still going on.
No, he was like Navy.
Oh,
But yeah, he was, we were both Navy.
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm scared to do that.
Yeah.
Mary thinks he's.
No, so I was thinking about doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, is there like something I should like, I don't know. Is there something specific I should kind of
Like the general idea is sort of like underwater, travel, trying to think of like what the difference is.
like if you like,
That really comes to me, except the hit in the face.
Yeah, it's funny, like the last, in the section of like after we all left and came back to the next place, and he's like,
He says it every
this
episode.
question about swimming, and like, okay, what pushes you forward? It's weird, like, when you, I don't know, it's like kind of the drag is slowing you down. So you want to like increase speed of a piece of your body so that the drag pushes you forward. Yeah. Similar propeller. Propeller is really like this. You have like a lift and drag, goes out from the propeller. Push water. Yeah, and then the ballast
oh, the balance.
is another.
Oh yeah, isn't it like, you have to fill it up with water and that's when you go down and like you have to release it to come out?
Yeah, pressurize it to push all the water back out and make it come back up. Surprisingly hard question. No. Spanish Navy. They built a submarine that was too heavy, so it could sink but not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. They come back to you.
They never went to sea. They put it in the water.
I'll put Bluesy on student unions when I say. I love Bluesy. I'm not very good, but I think it's fun.
There's so much dynamics.
We've done it.
That's why we.
That's so
Because there's English, Sanskrit, French, science.
This, there is only spin.
So, okay, I'm gonna nerd out for a bit, but, so, over the summer at the autocross, essentially,
We're not
the
getting
autocross cars, essentially it's like,
55.
we got a parking lot, it was at Mohegan Sun.
Yeah.
Essentially racer cars on like a small track.
I know.
Okay.
It was built track, and so it was about.
The informal theories of spinning a card would create friction
Yeah,
It was
and
fun,
cutting the
but
skin.
there you run a lot of.
Yeah, it's spinning, it's like a shuriken, bro.
High turns. And so a lot of people have.
It's not gonna kill
They
you.
have like
But I
race
just wanna know.
suspension,
Yeah.
so they can
Oh,
change
it's almost
like
like this.
camber, they change toe,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and based on that, they also change the tires.
That's not that way.
Based
It's not,
on
it's not to hurt
It
people.
could like
It's just for
essentially
hard
change
to
the way your.
want to stick into the driver.
Yeah.
So like that's a,
We
like
can
super
make it
interesting.
okay.
Yeah.
People like chalk the tires up to see where the tires went, to make sure that they get the best tire wear when they're on them.
Yeah, once we learn the paper ones.
Yeah.
But it's super
Super
interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that I like.
Yeah, but it's got to look.
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
It's gotta look like
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what there is, because sometimes that stuff is pretty complicated, so I'm trying to see like
Yeah.
what's cool there.
It does sound cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
It's also confusing because I was trying to learn it, and like I was getting the tire pressure stuff down, but like the other setup stuff like camber and toe, like I can adjust them like that and help with the suspension, but some guys they know, like they know
Yeah.
that stuff, they know
Yeah.
what to change it to essentially.
Yep. How do we change the camber? What would they do?
They have some guys have adjustable,
Adjustable
adjustable like
A-frame?
wheels. Yeah.
Okay.
So like they have like camber plates. So then
I really don't understand what
that's when they want more negative because like when you're taking the turn, the body kind of rolls.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of roll onto the tire. And, like,
Yeah.
What
so
does it
it's
say?
straight
Yeah.
down as you go around.
Yeah.
Submit a document and.
But yeah.
Okay,
Project proposal.
that would be good. How's it going?
Good, I have a
Yeah.
quick
I should
question.
roll 5 minutes.
Just in general. So what are we turning in for this? Just a proposal? Do we have to have a Python script?
Oh, no. For this one,
I'm just brainstorming so far.
Yeah.
For this one, are we gonna apply stuff we learned later in the course to this and like build on the same project or?
Yeah, so what we'll do is, yeah, if we want to talk about like big picture, so kind of looking at like module 1 we're finishing up, which is kind of like a reintroduction to what physics and how physics applies to engineering problems. Module 2 we're going to look at like constrained motion, so a lot of like dynamics of motion and how do we add constraints. And this one, sometimes it breaks. Let's see if it's working today. Because oh no, it's broken.
Like I did it, I had to do it.
All right.
So, you know.
Happy Valentine's link.
Yeah. Because you can design a linkage that draws a heart for you. Right now it's upside down, so it looks like a butt. But
I was gonna ask, how relevant does this project have to be? Because I was low-key thinking about just flipping card, like, you know, you throw a card and it spins really fast and you like stick it into a wall.
throw a card.
Yeah.
Wait, card or cart?
Like card. Like,
Card.
Like,
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
Pokemon cards.
Yep.
So you kind of do like, this is not gonna go well, but
Nice.
kind of like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Can we do a project on how that works?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. There's no like constraints on.
Well, it's not relevant at all, and I also don't know if we're gonna cover all this stuff. I need to know to make it spin.
We can't cover like everything, right?
No,
so this is a chance for you to say like, all right, yeah, I checked the boxes, I did what you told me to, but this is what I think is important. Like, what's the moment of inertia of a playing card? And that's something that like most people probably don't need to know, but
That helps for this.
but it would help for that one.
So I need to. So what do I need to be able to produce at the end of this project, or like the end of project 1?
Yeah, okay, so let's say, well, for project 1, like, you can have a free body diagram and a rough idea of what you want to do. So in this case, like, if I come back to my Copilot, my like little
I'm gonna go pick up the card.
idea, here.
Throw it back. Yeah, right. Right in the eye. Ah. Thanks.
So if I want to look at my robotic arm movement, I might start with
Oh, that's a good point.
like robot arm movement. And so here's these 2 robot arms. If you want to think about 3D, that's okay, but I'm starting off with 2D just because I know it's easier to start. And maybe I want to look at like what are the forces. I know there's 2 connections, right? R1, X, R1, Y, R2, Y. Ooh, arm wrestling, yeah.
Like hydraulics, whichever one brings.
That's a lot of forces though.
So is this-
In every direction.
Is this project one supposed to only apply to the stuff we learn in module 1, or is this supposed to be stuff we learn as we go?
R2, X, there we go. This is going to change like as we go on, because we're going to, in module 2, 3, and 4, we're going to do like Python notebook, Jupyter notebook projects, where we look at some plots, we change things, and try to like make some engineering design decisions. So after you do that, you might think about what you were trying to do and say like, oh wait, I can do so much more now, or maybe like, wow, this is confusing. Let me scale back my project, what I was originally thinking, in either way.
Ends up being
Most of the time the projects change. Like there's nothing set in stone here. At least this is how I would start. It's like, all right, robot arm movement, these are the forces involved. Maybe I would have like motor torque 1, motor torque 2, of saying like there's constraints on angle and normal forces for hinges, something like that. And then answer the questions of like, what am I trying to do?
Come up with a situation or scenario of like what you're studying and then maybe ask a scenario itself. My idea was and like a fighter jet landing on a tarmac, and I was just saying, find a distance, original stop, and I was gonna say, not change the material of the tire or the tarmac to increase the friction to a certain material, give that how much faster or decrease the distance it takes to stop.
And you okay? That would be great. One of the things here, I'll stop recording.